Alright, hello everybody, welcome to another video today. My name is Chris, and today we're going to be going over all of the Rite Aid store closings as of Monday, August 12th, 2024. So, we have the Rite Aid store in Allegan, Michigan, the Rite Aid store in Alma, Michigan, the Rite Aid store in Almont, Michigan, the Rite Aid store in Alpena, Michigan, 3 Rite Aid stores in Ann Arbor, Michigan, 2 Rite Aid stores in Auburn Hills, Michigan, the Rite Aid store in Battle Creek, Michigan, the Rite Aid store in Bay City, Michigan, the Rite Aid store in Beaverton, Michigan, the Rite Aid store in Blooding, Michigan, the Rite Aid store in Belleville, Michigan, the Rite Aid store in what the heck is that? Belleville, Michigan, the Rite Aid store in Berkeley, Michigan, the Rite Aid store in Barron Springs, Michigan, the Rite Aid store in Big Rapids, Michigan, the Rite Aid store in Bloomfield Hills, Michigan, the Rite Aid store in Bridgeport, Michigan, the Rite Aid store in Buchanan, Michigan, the Rite Aid store in Cadillac, Michigan, the Rite Aid store in Caldone, Michigan, the Rite Aid store in Carroll, Michigan, the Rite Aid store in Carson City, Michigan, the Rite Aid store in Caspoles, Michigan, the Rite Aid store in Cedar Springs, Michigan, the Rite Aid store in Shervox, Michigan, the Rite Aid store in Chesterfield, Michigan, the Rite Aid store in Silo, Michigan, the Rite Aid store in Calma, Michigan, the Rite Aid store in Commerce Township, Michigan, the Rite Aid store in Coopersville, Michigan, the Rite Aid store in Davidson, a total of 2 Rite Aid stores in Dearborn, Michigan, 4 Rite Aid stores in Detroit, Michigan, the Rite Aid store in DeWitt, Michigan, the Rite Aid store in Downegg, Michigan, the Rite Aid store in East Jordan, Michigan, 2 Rite Aid stores in East Lansing, Michigan, the Rite Aid store in East Point, Michigan, the Rite Aid store in Eaton Rapids, Michigan, the Rite Aid store in Farmington Hills, Michigan, total of 2, the Rite Aid store in Farwell, Michigan, the Rite Aid store in Fenton, Michigan, the Rite Aid store in Ferndale, Michigan, the Rite Aid store in Flat Rock, Michigan, 3 Rite Aid stores in Flint, Michigan, 2 Rite Aid stores in Flushing, Michigan, the Rite Aid store in Frank and Muth, Michigan, the Rite Aid store in Gaylord, Michigan, the Rite Aid store in Goldwyn, Michigan, 4 Rite Aid stores in Grand Blanc, Michigan, 3 Rite Aid stores in Grand Rapids, Michigan, the Rite Aid store in Grant, Michigan, the Rite Aid store in Harrison, Michigan, the Rite Aid store in Harrison Township, Michigan, the Rite Aid store in Hartford, Michigan, the Rite Aid store in Hazlet, Michigan, the Rite Aid store in Highland Charter Township, Michigan, the Rite Aid store in Hillsdale, Michigan, the Rite Aid store in Holland, Michigan, the Rite Aid store in Holly, Michigan, the Rite Aid store in Holt, Michigan, the Rite Aid store in Huntington Lake, Michigan, the Rite Aid store in Huntington Woods, Michigan, the Rite Aid store in Amala City, Michigan, the Rite Aid store in Iona, Michigan, the Rite Aid store in Ithaca, Michigan, 2 Rite Aid stores in Jackson, Michigan, the Rite Aid store in Jensen, Michigan, the Rite Aid store in Kalamazoo, Michigan, the Rite Aid store in Kasakai, Michigan, the Rite Aid store in Kego Harbor, Michigan, the Rite Aid store in Lambertville, Michigan, 4 Rite Aid stores in Lansing, Michigan, the Rite Aid store in Lapeer, Michigan, the Rite Aid store in Lewiston, Michigan, the Rite Aid store in Linden, Michigan, the Rite Aid store in Lenovia, Michigan, the Rite Aid store in Lowell, Michigan, the Rite Aid store in Macomb, Michigan, the Rite Aid store in Marshall, Michigan, the Rite Aid store in Marysville, Michigan, the Rite Aid store in Massoon, Michigan, 2 Rite Aid stores in Mount Morris, Michigan, the Rite Aid store in Mount Pleasant, Michigan, the Rite Aid store in Mount Clemens, Michigan, the Rite Aid store in Niles, Michigan, the Rite Aid store in North Musking, Michigan, the Rite Aid store in Oak Park, Michigan, the Rite Aid store in Nokomis, Michigan, the Rite Aid store in Ortonville, Michigan, the Rite Aid store in Osceola, Michigan, the Rite Aid store in Otisville, Michigan, the Rite Aid store in Oxford, Michigan, the Rite Aid store in Petoskey, Michigan, the Rite Aid store in Pinckney, Michigan, the Rite Aid store in Plymouth, Michigan, 2 Rite Aid stores in Pontiac, Michigan, the Rite Aid store in Port Huron, Michigan, the Rite Aid store in Portage, Michigan, the Rite Aid store in Portland, Michigan, the Rite Aid store in Breed City, Michigan, the Rite Aid store in Richmond, Michigan, the Rite Aid store in Riverview, Michigan, the Rite Aid store in Rochester Hills, Michigan, the Rite Aid store in Rockford, Michigan, the Rite Aid store in Rockwood, Michigan, the Rite Aid store in Rogers City, Michigan, the Rite Aid store in Roscommon, Michigan, the Rite Aid store in Roseville, Michigan, the Rite Aid store in Royal Oak, Michigan, the Rite Aid store in Saginaw, Michigan, a total of 5. The Rite Aid store in Sandusky, Michigan, the Rite Aid store in Saulette, St. Marie, Michigan, the Rite Aid store in South Line, Michigan, the Rite Aid store in Sparta, Michigan, the Rite Aid store in St. Helen, Michigan, the Rite Aid store in St. Charles Shores, Michigan, the Rite Aid store in St. Dash, Michigan, 2 Rite Aid stores in Sterling Heights, Michigan, the Rite Aid store in Swartz Creek, Michigan, the Rite Aid store in Twas City, Michigan, the Rite Aid store in Travis City, 2 Rite Aid store in Vars, Michigan, the Rite Aid store in Village of Clarkston, Michigan, the Rite Aid store in Warren, Michigan, total of 3, 2 Rite Aids in Washington, Michigan, the Rite Aid store in Waterford, Michigan, the Rite Aid store in Waterford Township, Michigan, the Rite Aid store in Wayne, Michigan, the Rite Aid store in West Bloomfield, Michigan, the Rite Aid store in West Branch, Michigan, the Rite Aid store in Whitehall, Michigan, the Rite Aid store in Washpalati, Michigan. Then we have the Rite Aid store in Addy, Ohio, 3 Rite Aid stores in Akron, Ohio, the Rite Aid store in Alliance, Ohio, the Rite Aid store in Archbold, Ohio, the Rite Aid store in Belpure, Ohio, the Rite Aid store in Brookville, Ohio, the Rite Aid store in Cadiz, Ohio, the Rite Aid store in Canal Fulton, Ohio, a total of 4 Rite Aid stores in Canton, Ohio, the Rite Aid store in Carrollton, Ohio, the Rite Aid store in Centerville, Ohio, 2 Rite Aid stores in Cleveland, Ohio, the Rite Aid store in Clyde, Ohio, the Rite Aid store in Columbiana, Ohio, the Rite Aid store in Connet, Ohio, the Rite Aid store in Cortland, Ohio, the Rite Aid store in Cuyahoga Falls, Ohio, 3 Rite Aid stores in Dayton, Ohio, the Rite Aid store in Defiance, Ohio, the Rite Aid store in Delphos, Ohio, the Rite Aid store in East Palestine, Ohio, the Rite Aid store in Alaria, Ohio, the Rite Aid store in Englewood, Ohio, the Rite Aid store in Annon, Ohio, the Rite Aid store in Findlay, Ohio, the Rite Aid store in Fostoria, Ohio, the Rite Aid store in Fredericktown, Ohio, the Rite Aid store in Fremont, Ohio, the Rite Aid store in Gallon, Ohio, the Rite Aid store in Garrettsville, Ohio, the Rite Aid store in Gianna, Ohio, the Rite Aid store in Girard, Ohio, the Rite Aid store in Grafton, Ohio, the Rite Aid store in Greenville, Springfield, Ohio, the Rite Aid store in Hillsborough, Ohio, the Rite Aid store in Holland, Ohio, the Rite Aid store in Herbert, Ohio, the Rite Aid store in Canton, Ohio, the Rite Aid store in Keating, Ohio, the Rite Aid store in Lexington, Ohio, five Rite Aid stores in Lima, Ohio, the Rite Aid store in Libsyn, Ohio, the Rite Aid store in Lorain, Ohio, the Rite Aid store in Louisville, Ohio, the Rite Aid store in Mansfield, total of 2, the Rite Aid store in Marietta, Ohio, the Rite Aid store in Marin, Ohio, the Rite Aid store in Montmagny, Ohio, the Rite Aid store in Mendine, Ohio, the Rite Aid store in Monterey, Ohio, the Rite Aid store in Mount Vernon, Ohio, the Rite Aid store in Napoleon, Ohio, the Rite Aid store in New Carsley, Ohio, the Rite Aid store in New Lebanon, Ohio, the Rite Aid store in Newton Falls, Ohio, the Rite Aid store in Oak Harbor, Ohio, the Rite Aid store in Oryville, Ohio, the Rite Aid store in Ottawa, Ohio, the Rite Aid store in Painesville, Ohio, the Rite Aid store in Parma, Ohio, the Rite Aid store in Paulding, Ohio, the Rite Aid store in Petersburg, Ohio, the Rite Aid store in Pomeroy, Ohio, the Rite Aid store in Rittman, Ohio, the Rite Aid store in Rossford, Ohio, the Rite Aid store in Russell's Point, Ohio, the Rite Aid store in Salem, Ohio, the Rite Aid store in Shakers Heights, Ohio, the Rite Aid store in Shelby, Ohio, the Rite Aid store in Strongville, Ohio, the Rite Aid store in Sylvania, Ohio, total of 2, the Rite Aid store in Tallmadge, Ohio, the Rite Aid store, total of, wow, a lot of them in Toledo, 9 Rite Aid stores in Toledo, Ohio, the Rite Aid store in Vandalia, Ohio, the Rite Aid store in Villman, Ohio, the Rite Aid store in Watts, Wharton, Ohio, the Rite Aid store in 2 in Wharton, Ohio, the Rite Aid store in Waterville, Ohio, the Rite Aid store in Wassoon, Ohio, the Rite Aid store in Waynesburg, Ohio, the Rite Aid store in Westlake, Ohio, the Rite Aid store in Willard, Ohio, the Rite Aid store in Woodsfield, Ohio, 6 Rite Aid stores in Youngstown, Ohio, the Rite Aid store in Zanesville, Ohio, and the Rite Aid store in Port Angeles, Washington State. So, these are all of the Rite Aid store closings as of Monday, August 12th, 2024. And again, the link to the SB360 Capital Partners LLC list of Rite Aid store closings will be in the description below. I want to sincerely thank you guys for watching. It was a lot to take in, and that will be it.